You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism back with another live video for you today. Got it started a little bit late, but we are here nonetheless, and I do believe everything's going to work fantastic. At least that is the way I'm manifesting it. So it's going to go down. We've got Kevin Samuel up first. He's going to be talking to us about his Force the Fishing Line test that's coming up soon and giving us a kind of an overview of what he's going to be doing, what he's looking for, and how we can help. And then at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is in 3 hours from now, we will be talking to Pastor Duffy about the final experiment. So we're going to make sure that we have our helmets on so we're not McDuffied. We got to be careful. Don't be very careful when you get those guys around. So let's bring on our guest. And first of all, there's me. That's not our guest. Let me see if we can bring him on here. And we should hear shortly. Let me see where he's at. There he is. Well, now I got your share screen. I will add your image here in a second. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what got you into this and what we're doing today.
Yo, you hear me? Yeah. Kevin Samuel. I am a flat earther for 2-3 years. Looked at some too far observations myself. I have seen kilometers, miles too far. And now I'm curious to make a real final experiment. Like, everyone pay attention, because for me this is the real final experiment, because I'm tired of Globers talking about, you can see my video already?
Not yet, but they'll see it shortly here. I can see it. They can't see it. Let me move you over here so they can see it.
Yeah, I have a shirt with the act of refraction. I'm tired of hearing about the act of refraction, all the optical, experiments, all the optical tests and excuses. And so I heard other people talking about the trials from fishing lines. And yeah, of course, the engineer who wanted to build a force line with wood. But now it's a little bit of a battle with the Globers to build this up. But we are soon to start, and we are close to getting it. And right now at the process of building the perfect string to achieve that. But I have a 15-16 page presentation. I will get through the process.
Beautiful. So just to give people a quick heads up of what we're talking about, if you guys remember back when we were looking for a mechanical experiment, something that we could do without optics involved, right? So without lasers, without trying to look at lights over a distance with a camera. And we kind of came up with the idea of the force the line, kind of, the force the line was something that Brian Mullins came up with, but really the force the fishing line came up when we found out that there was some neutrally buoyant, and I don't know if this is what he's using, so this is not his experiment, just saying what we had talked about years ago, was if there was a neutrally buoyant fishing line, then we figured what we could do is basically take a certain distance of lake, and I'm just going to use for an example 2 miles, and then you stretch that fishing line at the water surface, let's say, for 2 miles across. You can see a picture. And then basically, if you pulled that taut, what should happen on a globe is the line should submerge itself in water. There's a hump of earth water between the two locations. And if the earth was flat, it would continue to stay on top of the water surface. So that's basically what we had looked at. Mitchell from Australia, I know, tried it, and I think he either didn't test the test strength right or something, but he kept snapping the line when he tried to pull it tight in his mini experiment. So he's basically trying to do a mini amount. Let's say he was going to do 2 miles, so he was trying to do a half mile, and it kept snapping. So I'll let you go ahead and take over and tell us about how you've changed it up and why you think this will work. And I believe everyone can see your screen just fine.
It's funny that I heard you afterwards. Someone posted in my group that you and Dave also talked about it. I talked once with Dave, but independently I thought about that. So I thought about 1.8 miles first. As you see here on the curve calculator, you would have 7 inches for my first test, because the strings are cheap for that. This is still affordable, and if this works out, we go for 3 miles more. But this should show in the middle when we go with the camera in the middle, the line should disappear in the middle. If we have this distance, 7 inches. Yeah, this is the recap. I showed this on Cornerism once. So the setup is like you have a little rope winch on one side. On the other side, it's important that we have a pulling scale where you can see how strong you pull. You can see my arrow, right?
Yep.
The water surface, and to keep the line below, you have 2 weights on each side. You have a carabiner and the weight here, and you show the right depth, water depth on both sides. You put the right water depth. So we went into building. I got the rope winch, a little one, and it's enough to screw it on the board, and this board will be screwed into the soil, and that's enough of a foundation to keep 60, 70, 80 kilos. So the challenge is in the first test, this is the like outside the water. This is the scale. This is the rope winch. We can pull it straight. There are stronger materials, but we have a polyethylene now. The Chinese, they say it should manage 200 pounds, but it only manages a little bit over like 60, 70 pounds. So, but
hold on, sorry, I just make sure we're on the same page because I couldn't quite grasp it. So they're saying that the scale should go to 200 pounds?
The strength, like it should keep when you pull on it with
the rope
200 pounds, it should withstand that. But it's Chinese. It's not keeping that, but it remains like we did 90 on another test with another rope, but my one now keeps 60, 70. But when we have a good string, then you just have to pull with 40, 50 pounds will be enough. I will show here that the depth, that the pressure of water is pretty similar from 42 degrees Fahrenheit until 68. This is the temperature that I will be in here. It's not that warm. So you see it's all in between 998 to 999, 0.9999 is freshwater pressure, gram per square centimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to put together lighter floating polyethylene and sinking nylon. Then we have a perfect line. So right now we are testing the different strength. I got different nylon strings. I have the 0.85 PE. The question was first if it flattens, if the diameter is flattening, if it changes, but the water is still going into the whole line, so it doesn't matter that much. Because I thought the diameter will change when it also elongates. I calculated with the 0.35 nylon, and if you calculate that, the geeks can check the math. You have exactly the pressure of water of about 15 degrees.
So you're attempting to make it buoyant, correct? Or neutrally buoyant?
Buoyant below, not neutrally buoyant, right?
Right.
Neutrally buoyant below the surface. So you can test it, and so it's I have also a stronger nylon, but it's, in my opinion, it won't be that important to have it perfect, but I will give the globe an advantage. But when you hold it on one end, the other end that isn't already going up or down. It's already neutrally buoyant. It's just that if you release it's going up. In this case, this is the thinner nylon one. And right now I'm testing how long you have to keep it in the water, that it will, because after some time, if you keep it 1 hour or 2 hours in the water, mostly 2 hours, then it fills and then it sinks. So it's a little bit in between. So we give the globe a favor and use a stronger nylon. I ordered that. It will come Friday. I did some tests. You have more density than fresh water. So why I said it doesn't matter that much that we achieve it correctly, because we can do a calculation of netto buoyancy. This is a microgram scale. This is a wire, and on the bottom of this wire, you put a little bit of this string, like 10 meter, in a glass, and you see the difference after it floats up or down, how much the scale shows then. And then you can put it in a calculator like that, and you can change the cable weight per unit length. You put it into this, and it will show you how much it should sag or float up. So you can be very accurate. There's even a more accurate calculator this netto buoyancy method is better than the diameter, because you have a braided line of PE, and the braided lines don't have a perfect diameter. That's why we go with the netto buoyancy value. And so when I achieved already that it is neutrally buoyant, or even heavier than water. This was still the first test with the thinner one, and even that is remaining for some time, but I will get the thicker one on Friday. And the challenge is to put those two strings, because it's 3 kilometers to put them together. We tried with a spinning wheel. You see this PE line and the nylon, and you put it on here, but I have it right now here. They gave it to me because they couldn't detach it without any other solution. So
once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, but it only fits 200 meter, 300 meter, and you cannot
the spool
go for more. You cannot attach another to another. That's why I have an appointment with the rope maker on Monday. They have the machine, because they also have to twist the big ropes. They have capacity for bigger distances. Mm-hmm. I only got the idea in the process. You can build something on your own, but they have the machines ready. Yeah, then we just need to measure the water depth after that. Right now I have a good setup. I have a surfboard, and I put my meter in there, and you see it. It's perpendicular, and you see it. I already got my diving suit, everything. I dive right along, and you can see how much it sags on the meter. But I want to be more accurate. Even if anyone can show me how that works, it's a little complicated, those pressure sensors, how to install it. but it should be possible. I'm in the process of understanding those, because I think you have to have another device with you, and you attach it to there's not a setup ready where you can buy it like this. You need to program it into another mini computer. That's right now what I'm learning. So I have this upcoming appointment with the rope maker, and then as soon as I have the rope, as you see, I have this trial of the small one that worked already. That as soon as it's done, then I will go to the big lake, do a test. If any Austrian watching, we need help with the setup, I will do it at in the middle of Austria, the first one. I better don't tell the exact location, but get to me. If you can help, it's needed. And but I have also friends who will come along as well. But we need a drone. I can rent one. It will be way better image to overlook that nothing is going driving over the wire, over the line, but we will do it at 4 a.m. starting the whole thing when the sun comes out 5 a.m. in the weekdays, not in the weekend. I don't think any motorboat, anything will go, because it's a big lake, but in the middle of the week at 4 a.m. I doubt it. So the challenge with Mitchell, I saw, and also Dave also says it wouldn't work, but they all didn't look for the scale, the right strength. You pull it elongates a little bit, but you keep on pulling, and you can remain 40, 50, 60, as much as you like the LDS, and you see how it behaves. Yes, I will do the twisting with a stronger nylon, and we have predictions on the calculator. This is one for 6 kilometer. But I will, when the 3 kilometer works, will do a 3 kilometer works. I will do a 6 kilometer in Germany, the second one. And if all lines pull, I don't know if there's a saying like that in English. In German, we have something like that. If it doesn't work, we have, I already looked up there's mantled wires, but for weeks, I spent so much time checking for the right lines, and with wires, it's the same story then, that you will need to check, get tests, to achieve a perfect neutrally one. But one company told me that they can get close like a fishing line.
What was wrong with the monofilament neutrally buoyant fishing line?
With the nylon, they are too heavy. They are 1.14. Monofilament is always nylon, mostly. There's also other material, but they are mostly heavier and sinks.
But don't they have a neutrally buoyant one? Isn't there one that's particularly?
I was amazed about the fishermen. They don't need because they put a thing on the end,
a bobber or something.
Yeah, it will be heavier anyway, so they don't mind about the perfect amount of neutral buoyancy, because it will be.
Gotcha, because it'll float basically because of the bobbers you're saying.
Yeah. But when we have this line, we don't need to attach any other thing on it. I don't even want to attach any pressure sensor. I will be next to it and check next to it. And then you only have the line, and you can scale it, and you can inform yourself on my t.me/force the line. I put every thing that I buy. I should update now, but some things that I bought, I put in there, and more information, more calculation. With my friends, we do a lot of calculation. We publish it there. And yeah.
Well, one of the things, let's just to point out why this is a good experiment. Number one is because it's at a certain distance, and I think even 2 miles would do it, or 3 miles. It's pretty definitive what each model calls for. Second thing is its cost is incredibly low versus any other experiment that I've seen. Once you've purchased the line and the winch and the your test scale, pretty much done with the items that need to be purchased. So I've always been a big fan of this experiment. I was a big fan of when Mitchell from Australia was going to do it, but I know that he stopped doing it, and I'm pretty sure his reason was because he kept snapping the line, that no matter, even if it would have a 70-pound test strength, he would pull it and it would pop at 20 pounds or something. So he just kind of gave up on it altogether. So
for the irregularities in the water, if you have little irregularities, you should calculate 10% more of strength. But we try to get a day without any, like I was swimming in a lake right now. I was at friends going back, getting in the lake. It was perfectly level. So I think in the morning it will be close to that. So it's possible, I think, to.
Okay. So what do you think the total cost is going to cost you? What are you projecting?
Yeah, when it works, I don't know how much this rope maker wants me, because I give these small companies, I give them also these spinning. I always give them something because they try, but it's hard to tell. Only the material costs for this is like $500 is fine, but you have more nylons to test. You have the people. I give some things, but I pay this. This is not the problem. But
okay.
If we get the mantled wire, I get it for 1,500 maybe. But I hope it will work with this one.
Okay, so if people want to support or help you out, they can go to ko.fi/Kevin Samuel. If you want to just chime in or give your opinion, maybe you are somebody who fishes or somebody who has got some sort of inside knowledge here, you can go to t.me/forcetheline and reach out to Kevin there. Let me see if there's anything else in the comments here, the chat, if anybody's got any questions. If you've got a question for him right now, tag me and I can ask it. Otherwise, we are going to head off. But
most people don't get it, that it's in the water. That I have to explain it to almost everyone who hears this first time, that it's not above the water but in the water, and they say it won't work. But you have these weights, and it will be below, and yeah,
just below. You're talking about like an inch.
Yeah, it will be. We will do 2 tests. Because it will be looking nice when you can film from above and the line remains like that, and we show the scale and it doesn't sag. And the second one will be like 20. I'm bad with inches. 20, 30 centimeters below, that you can see both directions. If it goes up or down, that you can have a control experiment.
Yeah, my thought was always, if we keep it, an inch below the water surface, and you were to attach it to some anchor, say a concrete block or something at that point, and then the same thing on the other side, that you should be able to pull it, and you're going to get rid of most of the sag because you're in the water. It could sag a little bit, but when it's tight, when it's pulled taut, you shouldn't have too much sag. Let's say you've got a couple inches. I mean, it's not going to be very many. And then you're going to know right away whether the middle is extremely different than the ends, right? At the ends, you obviously are attaching it to an anchor 1 inch below, so we know that the end isn't going to go anywhere. It can't be any higher or lower. You got your 1 inch.
Yeah.
So
I'm very curious, because it looks that you don't need any strength, only that you hold it at one.
That wouldn't shock me. I mean, it wouldn't shock me, because water is going to provide the basis, the structure, the foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, if you go in, say, 500 feet, you should have be at the same distance above or below the water. But if you start to notice that as you get towards the middle, that you're drastically below the water, but that's not the case at 500 feet, then that tends to lead towards a globe. Whereas if you follow the line and it's always staying within that, couple inches right in the middle, then it means that there is no hump in between those two locations, which would mean that the Earth is not a ball.
4 miles, you have already this.
What is the hump on 4 miles? The bulge.
50 centimeters. No, a little more, like this.
I don't even know what that is. Let me check. So if anybody ever goes, if you want to go to the Metabunk curve calculator, I just like that one because it has the.
But it's
Sagitta.
a little different below.
Different below what? Sorry, I missed what you said.
Yeah, I checked that this calculator is the most accurate, but I can tell you why it's a little different. But it should be only.
Should be the same, really, right? I mean, technically.
Yeah.
Which one are you showing here? You're showing the other calculator at what? 1.864 miles? I can check it real quick and just see if we're.
You see how much your.
So 1.864 miles. Viewer height would be 0. Advanced, and then the Sagitta, according to this, is Sagitta 6.95 inches.
Yeah, you didn't put the 0.04 miles. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, 1 point.
That's the
gotcha.
same.
8.64. Gotcha. Yeah, and at 3.959 is the radius.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah, so it comes out Sagitta 0.58 feet or 6.95 inches. So if you did 4 miles, just checking that, distance in miles 4, and I believe that'll just scale up, right? Can't you just double the? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I think you could just double the Sagitta. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's check. The Sagitta on that would be. So it's 32 inches. Right. So just going from.
Yeah, double.
Is it double?
Almost.
Oh, because we went to 4 miles, not I got you. 32 inches. So I mean that's significant, right? I mean you're almost talking 3 feet, which is quite a lot. So I think that scaling it out would be good. I do think that there's probably a fishing line. I'm not sure. It would be interesting to see how your meeting goes with the rope maker and what they say, because and then they could put it together on one piece. Yeah, nobody's going to tie any pieces together. It would have to be a monofilament fishing line or something that's made in a complete strand for the distance needed. So let me check, make sure nobody had any questions for us. Doesn't look like it. I don't see anybody tagging me. No. All right. So again, if you want to help him out, you can go to Ko-fi, ko-fi/Kevin Samuel, or go to t.me/fish-the-line. I'm sorry.
Force the line.
Force the line. Is it t.me/force the line or force the? Okay.
Yeah, one word.
Thank you. All right. So that looks like it. The fishing line, it needs to be custom made. Yes, that's what it looks like it's going to be done. Had the specs for the force the line using 8-foot sections of lumber post. Yep. Does he know of spider wire? I've heard that before. I remember somebody's mentioned that before. Have you heard of spider wire?
I checked that, but it's all not perfect 0.999 or 1.0. It's all mostly it's heavier. Mostly it's sinking. Spider wire. I typed this 3 times in the Google and checked the specifications. It's definitely not perfect.
Okay. Cannon Carroll says, I'm all for this test wire braid line. No monofilament, it stretches. Okay, so that's
no. The monofilament is just for the weight. It will be only attached on the braided line, and the monofilament. So you pull on the braided line, and the monofilament will start a little bit in between, just like an inch, because you want to pull only on the stronger one.
Gotcha.
And because it's not stretching.
Cool. Okay. And keep me updated. Come back and update me on when you're going to do it and how it goes. It'd be interesting to follow the experiment.
Definitely. Yeah, and good luck with Duffy, the other
Thank you.
supposed final experiment, but I doubt it.
We shall see. It'll be an interesting conversation. So yeah, that's starting at 3 p.m. And that should start right on time. I don't think there'll be any issues. Duffy usually seems to be on time. So that will happen at 3 p.m. Be back right here. Join us as we find out. And at least, hey, the stupid scoreboard, let's get a point on there for the sake of it, just because it's fun. I like little stupid games. All right. Much love to you guys. We will be back.
Yeah, you have my YouTube also, Kevin Samuel, also in the Ko-fi link. I will publish the test there then on my YouTube channel.
Okay, send it to me on Telegram right now because I couldn't find your YouTube channel, so I didn't put it in the description.
Yeah, it's completely censored. Yeah.
I know about that. I know all about that. I was trying to show my wife. What was I trying to show her yesterday? Oh, I was on an interview with some guy, and I was trying to look it up and could not find it. Typing in the exact name of the interview, nowhere to be found. It's just like my name is banned from the internet. Globers will just say gravity, Jaron. Globers will say gravity. This is one where they shouldn't say that because if it's pulling down, then it's on their side. If it's staying up, then it's so they wouldn't want to use gravity as their explanation. All right, talk to you guys soon. We will be back 3 p.m. I remind you guys, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all this bullshit you've been taught. See you at 3. Should be fun. Me and Pastor Duffy. Till then, peace.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice just hanging out. Now go and hit the bell. Share it with the homies so that they could grow as well. They missing out. Jaren leaves no doubt. If you know what we bout, it's never for the cloud, don't fuck around. Hey, not for the clout, that's too cap, we calling them out. Balls get flat when you cover the route. Jeranism all in your mouth. Truth gets lost like all in the couch, but it's time to get up and make them get out. Uncover the route. Jeranism, we are the crown. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT. All just scientism lies.
Who this be? What he about? You stay spinning, he stand out. About flat earth, it's flat out. He's still standing when you pass out. Globers pound, scream and shout. He can turn you inside out. Yeah, surface deep, he's felt throughout. And he stay grounded, you spaced out.
We gotta run nowhere when we come fact check your facts and match your data. Concept is too abstract, what matters? Try to tune in, but the note get flatter. Tell me I'm flattered. Flatter than pancake batter, now we landed. Jeranism, I'm your captain. Speaking, telecasting worldwide. Check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. Telecasting worldwide. Check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. You know equations to the things you make the symbols for, but ain't really explaining what the symbols for. They try to teach you things against the things we taught before. No point in arguing now, they don't wanna talk no more. Okay, got a bite of the truth and now it's certain. That's what life look like when your mind is certain. Okay, got a bite of the truth and now it's certain. That's what life look like when your mind is certain. Thanks to the east side, thanks to the west side, thanks to the north side, way down to the south side. Thanks to the east side, thanks to the west side, big up to the north side, way down to the south side. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies. Telecasting worldwide, check the globe as far as flags. Spaces spinning DFAT, all just scientism lies.